No one enters a new relationship planning for its end. We're drawn in by the thrill of possibility, the hope that this time things will be different or maybe even perfect. When you meet someone special, your mind is filled with excitement and hope, not exit strategies. You're swept up in the rush of new beginnings, where every conversation feels electric and every glance holds promise. You imagine future adventures, inside jokes, and a life together. You picture holidays, shared dreams, and the comfort of having someone by your side through it all. In those early days, you build rituals and memories, weaving your lives together in small but meaningful ways. The early days are intoxicating, driven by chemistry and curiosity. Every moment feels fresh, and you're eager to discover more about each other. You hang on their every word, make time for them, and show your best self. You want to impress, to connect, to be seen and understood. Both people invest, building a foundation of shared experiences. You create inside jokes, traditions, and a sense of us that feels unbreakable. You feel seen and appreciated, and you work to make them feel the same. There's a mutual desire to nurture the connection, to make each other happy. The unspoken promise is mutual effort and care. You both want to protect what you're building, to keep the spark alive. You both silently agree to protect what you've found. There's a sense of teamwork, of facing the world together. This is the dream, that the magic will last and the connection will only grow. You hope that the feeling will never fade, that you'll always be this close. But life gets busy, routines set in, and effort can fade. The world outside starts to intrude, and the energy you once poured into each other can get lost in the shuffle. We assume love will run on autopilot, forgetting it's something you build daily. Without intention, the connection that once felt effortless can start to slip away. When we stop building and start coasting, cracks appear. Small misunderstandings and disappointments can quietly grow into distance. The journey toward a breakup often begins quietly, long before any big fight. It's not usually a single moment, but a gradual drift. One that starts when we forget to keep choosing each other every day. The shift from appreciation to assumption is subtle but dangerous. It starts small, forgetting to say thank you, skipping special plans, letting effort slide. Comfort turns into complacency. You stop trying to win each other over. Deep conversations are replaced by talk of chores and bills. Compliments fade, and attention drifts elsewhere. You treat your partner like a fixture, not the person you once cherished. Quiet resentment builds when someone feels invisible or unappreciated. Both partners often fall into this trap as life gets busy. The romance fades, replaced by routine. You become roommates instead of lovers. Disconnection grows, not from lack of love, but lack of demonstrated love. This absence is as damaging as any argument. It's the silent beginning of the end. Most think cheating ends relationships, but the real cause is often the slow erosion of emotional attraction. Emotional connection is the soul of a relationship, feeling understood, supported, and truly seen. When this fades, you may still love your partner, but you're no longer in love. Exciting news is met with indifference. Inside jokes lose their spark. Loneliness creeps in, even when you're together. Emotional distance leads to physical distance. Intimacy feels forced or absent. The passion fades because the emotional fuel is gone. Cheating is often a symptom, not the cause of this disconnect. The breakup process starts with the slow death of emotional intimacy. By the time someone strays, the relationship is already on life support. The real work is maintaining that emotional bond every day. Breakups rarely happen suddenly. They're the result of a long internal process. Most of the time, the end of a relationship is not a single dramatic event, but a gradual unraveling that takes place over weeks, months, or even years. It's a slow accumulation of doubts, disappointments, and unmet needs that quietly build up beneath the surface. Imagine a scale. Negative experiences pile up, while positive moments become rare. Each argument, each moment of feeling unheard or unappreciated, adds weight to one side. Meanwhile, the joyful memories and shared laughter that once balanced things out start to fade, making the scale even more uneven. The breakup happens when the scale finally tips. It's rarely about one single fight or disappointment, but the cumulative effect of many small moments that eventually become too heavy to ignore. The partner considering leaving wrestles with guilt, hope, and doubt. They replay conversations in their mind, wondering if things could change or if they're expecting too much. The emotional tug-of-war can be exhausting, filled with second-guessing and sleepless nights. Good days bring hope, but bad weeks tip the scale back to unhappiness. The cycle of ups and downs can be confusing, making it hard to know when things are truly over or just going through a rough patch. The tipping point comes when staying hurts more than leaving. When the pain of holding on outweighs the fear of letting go, the decision becomes inevitable, even if it's heartbreaking. Fear of loneliness and logistics delays the decision, but clarity eventually arrives. The uncertainty can be paralyzing, but over time, the need for change becomes impossible to ignore. The final conversation may seem sudden, but the process was long underway. By the time words are spoken, the heart has already traveled much of the distance. Every ignored need, every silent night was part of the journey to the end. The small moments of disconnect, the missed opportunities to reconnect, all contributed to the final outcome. The decision is made long before it's announced. Often, the person leaving has already mourned the relationship in private, preparing themselves for the change ahead. Recognizing breakups as a process helps us understand and maybe prevent them. It allows us to notice the warning signs, to have honest conversations, and to seek help before it's too late. It's not a single moment, but a series of choices and missed opportunities. Every day, we make decisions that either bring us closer together or push us further apart. The end is just the final step in a journey that began much earlier. By understanding this, we can approach relationships with more empathy and awareness. Understanding this can help us save a relationship before it's too late. And if the end does come, it can help us heal, knowing it was a process, not a single moment. When someone starts considering a breakup, they enter an internal countdown, a period of deep reflection and emotional turmoil that often goes unnoticed by those around them. This window usually lasts 3 to 6 months, a stretch of time that feels both endless and fleeting as they weigh their options. During this phase, they quietly gather evidence, replaying old conversations, analyzing text messages, and searching for signs that leaving is the right choice. Guilt often creeps in, prompting them to make one last effort to fix things, whether through heartfelt talks or small gestures of affection. But as the weeks pass and nothing truly changes, they begin to detach emotionally, feeling more alone even when together. This growing detachment shows up as less arguing, more silence, and a sense of distance that's hard to ignore. Sometimes the other partner mistakes this calm for improvement, not realizing it's actually a sign of withdrawal and emotional resignation. Quietly, the leaver starts imagining life on their own, mentally planning a future without their partner, exploring new possibilities, and even picturing new routines. By the end of this decision window, the choice is nearly final. The leaver has made peace with their decision, even if it's painful. All the emotional work has been done in private, so when the breakup finally happens, it often feels sudden and shocking to the one left behind. For the person leaving, the breakup is simply the last step in a long, lonely process of letting go. But for the one left behind, the pain is just beginning, and the journey to healing is only starting to unfold. Before the countdown ends, there's usually a final attempt to save the relationship. The unhappy partner communicates their needs, often as a last warning. The other person may not realize the gravity, seeing it as just another argument. Temporary changes are made, but old patterns return. The unhappy partner sees this as proof that things won't change. Hope fades, replaced by certainty that it's over. This failed last stand gives the leaver permission to walk away. They can say, "I tried everything." This helps them manage the guilt of ending things. When asked, "Why didn't you tell me?" the answer is, "I did, many times." The real warning signs were missed or ignored. The end comes not from one fight, but from a series of unheard pleas. The final conversation is the result of months of silent struggle. The leaver has rehearsed what to say, but it's still incredibly hard. It takes courage to end something with someone you once loved. Some are direct, others use vague lines to soften the blow. For the one being left, it feels like an ambush. Shock, denial, and desperation set in. Pleas for another chance come too late. The decision is already made. The lever appears cold, but it's a defense mechanism to avoid being swayed. They've already processed their emotions in private. Now their goal is to get through the conversation without backing down. It's painful and messy, but necessary. The relationship has been over for one person long before this moment. The final goodbye is just the last act. After a breakup, the person left behind desperately asks, why? They may blame themselves or their ex, searching for a simple answer, but the truth is complex. A slow erosion of connection, not a single event. Healing requires understanding. The breakup was about unmet emotional needs, not one mistake. The leaver feels relief and guilt, mourning the good parts even as they move on. Both people grieve, but on different timelines. Accepting the complexity is the first step to healing. Growth comes from moving past blame and understanding both roles. Sometimes, two good people just can't make it work. The end isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a lesson in what you need and want for the future. The pain is real, but so is the opportunity for growth. The end of a relationship feels like the end of the world, but it's also a new beginning. This pain is an opportunity for reinvention and self-discovery. Reconnect with yourself, your friends, and your passions. Focus on your growth. This isn't distraction, it's rebuilding. Your happiness isn't dependent on another person. You are whole on your own. Heartbreak teaches you what you need in a partner and a relationship. Use these lessons to build a stronger foundation next time. This pain makes you wiser and more attuned to real love. Healing looks different for everyone, but you will get through it. The pain will fade, and love will return if you seek it. This ending is not your final destination. It's a turning point toward a more authentic, fulfilling life. The sun will rise again.